And he told them, if you follow my commandments, I'm going to put you on top. But if you don't, I'm going to send curses upon you. He says, you are going to serve your enemies, not friends, your enemies, which God is going to send upon you. If we want food, we have to go to our enemies. It says, in hunger, in thirst, and in nakedness. Aquafina is going to put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. And these enemies are put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. You said it, slavery. Let me ask you, Jerome, who's our enemy?
The devil. The devil.
The devil?
Yeah, the devil. People. Him.
People. Okay, people. I like that. I like that, Jerome. What kind of people is the devil? Who is our enemy?
But I ain't believing in Lord prosper. I ain't believing in real life.
Deuteronomy. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Let's find out who is the enemy of the black and Hispanics and Native Americans.
Right
So,
now,
Jerome.
Right now, Trump.
So, look, Jerome.
Trump is the enemy. Trump is the enemy.
Hey, Trump is part of one. Yes.
Yes.
So, look, Jerome.
Republican.
If you look, Republican or Democrats, they're all the same.
Right.
So look, if you look at this right here, and my brother, look, he's so if you look at here, on this side, it's the names that God put upon our people. And this side is the slave names that were put upon us.
Yeah.
What's your nationality, you bro?
I'm from Liberia, West Africa.
Liberia, West Africa. All right, because right now, our people are going to West Africa and teaching in West Africa. Our people are in Africa right now as we speak. Because remember, our people were brought from what? From the west coast of Africa, right? So look, so if you were a so-called African American, you would be from the tribe of Judah. If you were from the West Indies, a Benjamin, Haitian, you know what I'm saying? And from what? Isaiah 11:11. And it's scattered from abroad. So our people are still in the west of Africa. I'm saying, so you belong to one of these tribes. According to the Bible, you are an Israelite. And in this book, the Israelites got enemies. Let's get this. Go ahead. Let's get Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And 48 too. Come here, sis. Come here. I got a question for you. I'm asking Jerome over here. Does the black and Hispanic people got enemies in America? Those black and Hispanic people got enemies in America. Oh, enemies in general.
She wants to know the depiction of Christ.
And I'm gonna show you that. Come over here. I'll come over here. Let me ask you, so, here it is. You say yes. Why you say yes? You said we got enemies. Why you say we got enemies, sis? I like that. Segregation. So let me ask you that. Let me ask you this. What kind of people is that?
The ones that went through it or the ones that oppressed?
The one that's oppressing us, the one that's the enemy.
The devil.
Right.
But what nationality? I'm gonna prove it to you in the Bible. Let me hear it. Because I'm asking a lot and we're saying a lot, but let me prove this to you in the Bible that we do have enemies. Here it is. So, because my words is nothing but words. So here it is.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
The Bible says, so Moses, you know about Moses, right? You know about Moses? So Moses delivered the Israelites from captivity, from the hand of Moses. So from the hand of Pharaoh. So he brought them out, and he told them, if you follow my commandments, I'm gonna put you on top. But if you don't, I'm gonna send curses upon you. One of the curses says,
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
He says, you are going to serve your enemies, not friends, your enemies, which God is going to send upon you. Hear this.
in hunger.
In hunger. If we want food, we have to go to our enemies. When we buy food, do we go to our own people? Who owns these, let's say, Foot Lion, Walmart, is ShopRite? Is it our own kind? Our own kind own these places? Hell no. We don't own no what's it called? No Wawas. We don't own no Police Junctions.
Right.
It's mainly every other nationality. Hear this.
In hunger and in thirst and in nakedness.
It says in hunger, in thirst, and in nakedness. Aquafina, Deer Park. Who owns those brands? Is it our people? Fiji. None of our people own any type of water. It says, and in nakedness, if we want clothing, we gotta go to everybody else. We don't have our own raw textiles. You know what I'm saying? Here it is.
And in want of all things.
And in want of all things. If you want a birth certificate, you gotta go to other nations. If you want a driver's license, you gotta go to them. If you wanna get buried, you gotta ask for permission. And it's not our own people, it's every other nationality. Here it is.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
And this enemy is gonna put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. And these enemies are gonna put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. You citizens, slavery. That's slavery in the Bible. And we're gonna prove it even more. 68. This is what happened to our kids. Chains and shackles were placed upon our people, upon our fathers, mothers, children. Yes, children. Matter of fact, our people were just in Puerto Rico, how they had chains and shackles for 4-year-old kids.
Right.
Our kids were being in chain. Now, mind you, the Bible says enemies. Does a friend does this to you? No. He says you're an enemy. So, if these enemies put chain and shackles upon us, and we know that's historically correct, what nation of people is our enemy? What nation of people did that to our people?
Bring it out.
Who's this? Jerome. What nation of people did this to our people? Huh? Europeans. Don't be scared. Yeah, white
Well,
people.
I'm not saying it's fair play.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, history says.
History says white people did this to our people. But the Bible says, and your enemies shall put a yoke of iron upon their neck. So let me ask you, white people are called are what in the Bible? Read that again.
Bring it out.
Read that part again. That's one part again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
He says, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, and these enemies, the last part,
Shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
your enemy shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. We know that so-called white people put yokes of iron upon their neck. You know? So according to the Bible, white people is our what? Our what, Jerome? Our enemies. We got enemies. What do you think the only people that's being oppressed here in America is Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans? You got white people, you got Chinese people, they don't go through the same struggle as we do. You got what, Indians. As soon as they get here, they get businesses. We can't. We try, but we can't. 68, here it is, it's father proof.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way, whereof I spake unto thee.
He says, and the Lord shall bring you into Egypt again with ships. Now, Egypt only means bondage. What's another word for bondage, Jerome? What's another name? Slavery. What's your name, sis, again? I'm sorry. I didn't ask you for your name. What's your name? Tiara. Salmaki. Egypt only means slavery. Read this.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. by the whereof I spake unto thee.
He says, and the Lord shall bring you into Egypt, O slavery, with ships. With ships. What's that talking about, sis? Jerome? What's that talking about?
Was that around the time of slavery?
That's talking about slavery. He says, and the Lord shall bring you into slavery again with ships. These type of ships. Cargo slave ships. That's in the Bible. But yet we have been going to churches for centuries. And we don't know this. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, go ahead, finish that off, and then we go into the image.
Thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold.
And once you get off those slave ships, you're going to be sold
Unto your enemies.
to your friend.
Your enemies.
Once we were dropped off, we were sold amongst them, amongst white people, amongst Japanese, amongst all these Europeans. It says we were going to be sold unto our enemies. Jerome, when we were taken from the west coast of Africa, where we were brought over here, we were sold unto our enemies. Go ahead.
For bond men,
Slave men,
and bond women,
slave woman.
and no man shall buy you.
No man shall buy me to redeem. To 2025, we are still in bondage right here in America. We're not free. We got some liberty, but we are not free. If you want to leave this country, you gotta get what? Permission. You gotta get permission. You need a passport. And if they deny you, you just won't get it. Now mind you, look, let me get the image of Christ. Let's go into the image of Christ real quick. I'm not good with names. What's your name again, sis? Tiara and Jerome. Let me ask you, who is this guy right here? Jesus. Oh, wow. Jerome, who is this? My sister Tiara says or believes that that's Jesus.
No, that's the picture.
That's the picture. That's the picture that they portray of Jesus. Who is this, my brother? Oh, who they say this is? They say that's Jesus, but is that biblically correct? My brother said, hell no. Hell no. Then where did we learn that image? Again, slavery. That's where we learned that white image.
Right.
He said he don't really know. He's saying that's what they say he looked like.
That's what they say. Yeah. Every church that I go into, that's what I see. I know me growing up, I used to pray to a damn white image when I was little. Because I used to go what? Sunday church. Then go back home. Every night, pray to a white angel. Pray to what, you know what I'm saying? That's our people. And we are going through the same curse again. No matter what type of church you attended. Baptist. Where was we at in 1608? Mormon, 1830. Adventist, 1863. All these religions, all these churches were implemented in our community around this time. What was our people doing around this time? What? And where? Slavery, drones. Our people were being oppressed, killed, murdered, lynched around these times. That's what we learned baptism, Mormonism, Adventist, Jehovah's Witnesses, Pentecostal. And that's what we learned that image right there. The white image. Now let's hear the correct image or the correct depiction of the most powerful man that walked the earth. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 14. His head. Verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
The revelation of Jesus Christ. What is revelation, Tiara? What's that talking about? What's a revelation? What I'm going to do? He said, reveal something. I'm going to show you something. Let me reveal this to you. Okay?
The revelation of Jesus Christ. Which God gave unto him to show unto his servants.
To what?
To show.
What?
To show.
To show. To show. Go to 10.
Verse 10. I was in the spirit on the Lord's day.
This is John the Revelator in the island of Patmos. He says, I was in the spirit in the Lord's day. The Lord's day is the Sabbath. Go ahead.
and heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet, saying, I am Alpha and Omega.
And he heard a voice behind him, saying, I'm Alpha and Omega,
The first and the last. And what thou seest, write in a book. And
it says, and what you see, write in a book. 14.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
His head and his hairs were white like wool. His beard and his hair, white in color, woolly in texture. Let me ask you, Jerome, Tiara, what's your name, brother? Vaughn. Vaughn? Who got woolly hair on the earth? What nation of people got woolly hair? What is woolly hair? Let me ask you that.
European.
So it's an African American.
Okay, have you seen the sheep? Is that straight? Is that curly? How is it?
Right.
No, that's color. But what about the texture? She just said curly. You can call it nappy or whatever. Woolly hair, it's only curly hair. What nation of people got woolly hair? Look at my sister right there. Look at that butt.
Bring it up.
Look at my brother right there. Look at my brother right there. Look at your hair, my brother. That is woolly hair. So Christ had an afro. Yet they gave us a white man with long, stringy hair. But the Bible says, hey, Christ had an afro. Go ahead.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. And his feet.
Now this is going into his skin color. And his feet, I see your feet, or at least your ankles. So it's the same color as the rest of your body. It is.
Like unto fine brass.
Like unto fine brass. Let me ask you, daughter, because this is the greatest man that walked the earth. What color is brass, sis? Brass. Not grass, brass.
Brass.
Brown.
Sound like a penny.
Have you seen a penny? What color is a penny?
As a Christian, we don't disagree with that. We don't disagree with that. He's black. We don't disagree with that.
No, I know. But we gotta put first and foremost in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Because we can say, oh, I believe these. Bro, our people still go to churches, but thinking that he's a black man, yet they still follow the white man. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta prove to our people.
Where he come from. For the way he comes
So
from,
look.
you already know he's not white.
Yeah, so let me finish this. So he is a brown man, right? But look at that penny. Look at that penny. That is a derivative of brown, right? No, it's not gold. It's brown. It is. How brown better?
As if they burned in a furnace.
If I burn anything in a furnace, what color does it turn? My brother said black. Is he right, Tiara? If you burn anything, it turns what? Into what color? Black. So according to the Bible, am I safe to say that this is a depiction of the right Christ? Yes. Yes. So that's something that we gotta teach our kids, our young sisters, because we gotta build their self-esteem. That's why we gotta prove it. You know what I'm saying? Because now we gotta teach our younger generation. The greatest man that walked the earth was a black man. No, he was not a white man. Why do you think our people keep on blonding their hair, putting long straight weaves and so on? Because of slavery. They destroyed our mind. They destroyed our self-esteem. Now we gotta build our nation's self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? That's why it takes a big importance. We agree. A lot of our people agree. Yes, he's a black man, but then why are we following his religions? So let me ask you, sis. Why are we in oppression? How do we get out of the oppression? How do we get out of this mess that we are in? Philadelphia. All of us, we just kill each other. Meanwhile, every other nation is trying to kill us. We hate one amongst each other. We hate each other. We sell drugs to each other. We beat up each other. Our self-esteem, we don't see ourselves Christ-like. If I see my brother and he looks like me, you know what? That's the Christ-like brother. Let me actually not hate on him. If I got an issue with him, let me talk to that brother. Let me fix our things. We are in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Yet we got no brotherly love amongst us, right?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word